Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Bloom, Group Publisher of Roofing Contractor, and welcome to our Best of Success podcast show. It's always an honor to have with me Thea Dudley, the owner of Pocket Protectors, aka the Credit Overlord. Thea, thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me again. I've missed you.
I know I missed you too. It's going to be a great kickoff to the year. So there's lots. I mean, it's been a while since we've talked, Thea, but there's some. Sounds like there's some good news. There's some kind of not so great news, but overall, like what's happening in the credit world?
Well, so kicking off the year, I was really excited to see the bankruptcy figures come out. And I know that's normally not what you hear from somebody. Bankruptcy figures were at their lowest point in December of 2024 that they have been at since, I think it was November of 2022. We did commercial bankruptcy filings were at the end of 2024, we're at 5,323, and that's that's the lowest it's been since that 2022 figure, where it was, approximately within about 300 filings of that. So that was good news. People are filing bankruptcy a little less. Companies are filing less, which doesn't seem like a big number, but it's a start.
Hey, if it's lower, that's great. That is great news. We
Let's see what it does in January. It's like, okay, at least it's trending this way.
Very nice. And so to give us the other news. There's some other great stats we were just talking about. And I think it'd be really interesting for you to walk through, everybody that's listening, kind of what you're seeing.
So where we're kind of at right now is we've made it through the holidays. We're coming up on what credit managers like to call the holiday hangover. We're almost,
Right.
We're halfway through January. So we're going to see that less and less. People are getting back into the swing of work. They're starting to remember they have bills to pay and suppliers and, contractors and subcontractors to pay. Some of the pain points that we're still experiencing, and we'll probably see these go through probably till the first, maybe into the second quarter, and then we'll really maybe start to see some things break up a little bit. Payment delays are still plaguing us. The average contractor gets paid in about 90 days is what it's averaging out to be. Normal DSO that you're shooting for would be 45. I like to see below that, but 45 is the national average. We are at least, more than double that. Slim margins are kind of contributing to some of those payment delays. You've got less jobs out there, so contractors are fighting harder for them. And, a lot of times to take the job off the street, they're reducing what they're going to charge just to remain competitive, which, is kind of a double-edged sword, but it does impact your cash flow. Bill paying keeps getting more and more complex. A lot of your larger GCs have gone to like a Procore, Supply Pro, Bill Pay, where you're having as a subcontractor to go in there and use their system. The good news is, if automation is already coming into your space like that, take it to that next step, see what those companies have that you're going to be able to use to collect your money, move to that automation to get your money collected. And I know that nobody gets excited about credit cards because nobody wants the fees, but credit cards are here to stay. They are not going anywhere, and it's leveling out that cost of money. Either you're waiting for a check that may not get in the bank for another, or may not get in the mail for another week. And then if it does get in the mail, fraud is still a big thing for our industry. Those checks are still going missing. You still have some hacking and cybersecurity issues. We're really lax about that. But we can leverage the technology to also help ourselves. So it doesn't have to all be gloomy.
Okay. Well, so also, Thea, tell everybody, what do you typically see what happens right after an election? So big year, change of administration. It sounded like you just mentioned before we got on, people are kind of holding on to their money. But what do you usually see after that? Do things kind of open, even out a little bit? Does it get a little bit easier? Give us your insight.
Well, depending on who's in charge and how good they feel about things. And, with this election, it was so polarizing and people were so emotion driven about it that once, we get through that transition period and you start to see towards the end of this first quarter, things will start to hopefully level out and you'll see maybe a return to normalcy and some optimism moving forward. People are in a little bit of panic about supply chain issues right now because they're not sure what to expect. There's a lot of this going on. Let's see what happens when the rubber meets the road.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to get back on with you and again, hopefully in about a month, so we can kind of catch up again and get another update. But Thea, it's as always, it's great to see you. Thank you for that quick little overview of what's happening right now in the credit world. If anybody has any questions, how do they find you?
You can go to my website at pocketprotectorsllc.com or just Google the Credit Overlord and it'll pop right up. You can email me at thea@creditoverlord.com and I'll email you back.
Sounds great. And you can always find her information on our website as well. And if anybody has any questions for us, it's roofingcontractor.com or wconline.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for all our free content, especially follow us on our social media channels and sign up for our free e-newsletters, our e-magazine, everything. Our great content is free. And we always want to make sure you're up to date in all the great interviews we are doing, like we are today with Thea. Especially everyone needs credit updates to see what's going on. But most importantly, stay safe and healthy. There's a lot going on out there. So we can't wait to talk to you soon. Thea, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Jill.